stage 4 colon cancer. He was first diagnosed in February of this year. So, I mean, let me just say, shout out to Kango Kid of UTFO. I mean, listen, man, I love hip hop. And I know a lot of, my uncle's age folk don't really like it. And it has taken a turn. It used to be fun, like when Kango Kid and UTFO and the Fat Boys and Run DMC. And I mean, so to lose this guy is kind of painful because, like I said, he was a pioneer. He got it jumped off for us. And I really appreciate his contribution to hip hop. Now, let me just say this really quickly. Shout out to Kango Kid. Shout out to everybody who loved the Brooklyn-based hip-hop group UTFO. Much love. 1984 was the year the song Roxanne, Roxanne dropped. So shout out to that brother's family. Peace to his family's heart. Kango Kid from UTFO. Now, let me move on to some business that needs to be taken care of. KBLA Talk 1580 is currently having a toy drive. We are requesting our listeners to bring an unwrapped Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I really want you guys to get out here, all right? Come down here, bring these toys, these kids. It'll just make their year if we come out in numbers and support this toy drive. You can do it Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. between now and December 22nd. So there's only a few days left. 1580.com. If you find it in your heart to donate a toy to put in our toy box by December 22nd, on behalf of the children, we thank you in advance for your consideration and cooperation. Let's get busy. I've got shows, I've got topics, and let me say this. Nick is not here today, so he won't be cutting people off. He won't be arguing with Bobby. Bobby's not here today either, which is okay for me. I get to spread out a little bit. I'm really happy about it. I want to talk about HBCUs. Oh, Lord. My man just did something big down at Jackson State. And a lot of people are speaking very negatively. This is you and I tonight. Call me. 1-800-920-1580. You and I tonight. It's 1-800-920-1580. Call me, because I want to share with you. Nobody else is here to interrupt you. But I want to say people are being very negative about this. It's true. HBCUs do not have the resources of, Power Fives. Kid's position. He's a cornerback. And one of the things Deion said to him was you got to play both ways. That means offense and defense. And that's just like Deion. What better place to go than to go where primetime? There's no better cornerback in NFL history. So what better place to go? To learn, to be tutored by, right? This kid is going to flourish at Jackson State. This is my prediction. He's going to flourish. That doesn't mean Jackson State is going to go undefeated, but he's going to flourish under the tutelage of primetime. And he's going to be better prepared than he would if he would have went to Florida State, which is the place he was committed to since early this year. Michael Jordan could coach at Pasadena Poly. I'm going to Pasadena Poly so I can learn from the GOAT. Oh, you guys don't believe he's the GOAT? 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now. A lot of people be trying to argue with me about the GOAT of it all. What about Wilt? What about Bill Russell? What about the captain? Bill Russell played against tiny white people when they were... I'm sorry. He played... It ain't the same league. He was like an alien playing against midgets. Okay? Oh, yes, he was a player coach, 11 rings. I get it. But I'm just saying, I digress. I would go to wherever the greatest is to be tutored by that guy. So I think the kid made a great great decision. Call me and let me know what you think at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more on this. Perfect. Yo, 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 what up, YouTube? Hit the like button, man. I'm in here by myself. We going at it. Let me get here. Let me get into my YouTube account and say what's up to y'all. Nova Time, we live.
Monday, December 20th, featuring the legends of R&B, El DeBarge.
Y'all hit the like button for your brother. Show me some love. I appreciate everybody for being in here. And also, hey man, thank you, brother, for reading the new book, and I appreciate it. Listen, if you want to hear the callers, if you
the NFL, your uniforms get dirty.
Tide can handle it, even in cold. Plus, if fans join in, they can save up to $150 on their energy bill.
Looks like you just made
you got the intro,
rookie.
I don't have the intro over
you,
yet.
you don't have it.
I don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna play something else.
Hey, UTFO.
I was on.
Time to be heard is right now. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Mike is live in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, Nova Time, back in the building with Zoe Williams. Unfortunately, there is no Nick Hamilton or Bobby G. But it's all good. Zoe Williams can hold this thing down with a blindfold on, laying on the floor with his legs crossed. Man, that's UTFO in the background. Again, I just want to say rest in peace to Kango Kid. One of my favorites as a child growing up. I listened to that. That was a wonderful group, man. And they had records like Bite It, Mixmaster Ice. Oh my God, it was just amazing. 100-920-1580. A lot of people are saying Power 5 schools have better education. A lot of people are saying, you know, not only do they have better facilities, and let me just say, my son went to Auburn. Then he transferred to Fresno State, and there was a ginormous difference in the resources at Fresno State compared to Auburn, right? Auburn had their own practice facility, their own gym, their own weight room, their own trainers. They just had all the bread. And HBCUs are worse off than, say, a Fresno State. And no disrespect to Fresno State. It's a public school, California State school. When I saw Fresno State's facilities, I basically said, this is the Dollar Tree of facilities.
Great value,
It was, they didn't have anything. And my son, he had a little bit of a culture shock because, at Auburn, 30, 40 pairs of sneakers, every month.
It's not as sweet. It's not as sweet as you remember it.
It wasn't sweet, man. It wasn't sweet. He gets to Fresno State, you get 5 pair of shoes for the entire season. So yes, it's different. But when they talk about the education, we know, and this is what I love about the HBCU culture. If you're an HBCU grad, somebody who went to school at an HBCU, historically black college, call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. They compete academically. Like, you get down there and those professors tell you, you got to compete against the world. And they have somewhat of an academic, scholastic chip on their shoulder.
They got a lot to prove.
They got a lot to prove in the world, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's not uncommon, especially given, the rigors of college and combining that with life. That's not uncommon at all. That's kind of fallacious to bring that up.
Right. And what you find is just because a school or an institution has a 20% graduation rate doesn't necessarily mean poor academics. It could mean no money. You know, a lot of kids, hey.
There's a lot of kids that finish out school.
Right.
Can't afford to finish paying for the actual degree. I have a few homies like that.
My sister went to Howard. She couldn't finish. So today's society, we believe that this is a new thing, kids going to an HBCU. But if you start looking up some of the greats, oh my God, some of the greats that have gone to HBCUs, you start to see Jackson State, right? Shannon Sharp, Savannah State. Michael Strayhorn, Texas Southern. Come on, Richard Dent, Tennessee State. Art Shell, Maryland State. I mean, just a lot of great play. Willie Lanier, Morgan State. We don't want Steve McNair, Alcorn State. Jerry West, Mississippi Valley State. And of course, Walter Payton. Come on, man. Jackson State. So it might be us calling back to yesteryear. And I believe that a lot of players should go, especially if the trend continues. There's a trend happening right now. You know what that is?
What is it?
Professional black athletes, guys who used to be pros, going back to HBCUs. We saw it with Prime. We see it with Hugh Jackson at Grambling. What's my man? Eddie George. We see a lot of guys. I'm telling you right now, if comes back to an HBCU and coaches, Christ, I don't know what to tell you. Who are the top 5 athletes in any sport to go to an HBCU? We already named, Jerry, right? Jerry Rice. Who are the top 5 athletes, super athletes, to come from HBCU? History of HBCU players. A lot of people don't know. Everybody's mind is blown right now, right? Because this guy, Primetime, one of the best cornerbacks the NFL has ever seen. Some would say he's the greatest cornerback the NFL has ever seen. He stole a 5-star recruit. This kid was rated number 2 on some charts and number 1 on others. The signing of a 5-star recruit, Travis Hunter, shows how Deion Sanders is impacting the HBCU landscape. I'm going to tell you right now, if kids start going back to HBCUs now, HBCUs are going to have to grow up a little bit in terms of their facilities. And if they got professional guys there, like Prime, this could be the new Negro Leagues. Call us right now, 1-800-920-1580. Reggie from Indiana, you're on the line. What's your name and where are you calling from, Reggie? And tell me what you want to say.
How you doing, sir? This is Reggie, Indiana, sir.
What up, Reggie?
Sir, how you doing? I love your show. I always support you.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. I've been watching every second of that Jackson State coverage. I can't get enough of it. One thing to consider is you think about the type of kid we have in this generation. They don't want to wait. They're not patient. They're not going to go to a program, sit 3 years, and have a senior season. The facilities may be a little bit lesser, but kid with a big splash like the gentleman's name is Hunter.
Travis Hunter, yeah.
Right. He's coming in, with sitting under the best receiver, DB in the game, a 2-way player. You can't do anything. You can't go wrong with it. So another thing to consider as well is that player that comes into the HBCUs now, these younger kids, they for some reason they want to be called to a higher purpose other than just playing.
Right.
So I think we're going to see more players in the future come in and not worry about going to Penn State linebacker U and all these situations.
Right.
They want to be doing stuff in for their people, for their communities, and I think it's a good thing.
Man, thank you for the call, Reggie. I appreciate you for reaching out to me today. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. You're listening to Nova Time. Zoe Williams holding it down today by himself. Let me just say this. Can you imagine if HBCUs, and I'm not talking about just Jackson State, but if a whole bunch of talent, you know how much talent comes out of Mater Dei, the high school here in California? Do you know how much talent there is in St. Louis, East St. Louis football high school? Do you know how much talent is in Texas? Can you imagine if this kid just opened the door? Would we see HBCUs in the Rose Bowl, in the granddaddy of them all? Would we see them in the Cotton Bowl, right? Do they still have the Citrus Bowl? I don't think so. But would we see them against the Michigans, against the Ohio State, against the Auburns, the Alabamas? Would we see that? I would love to see that. That would be fire, right?
Because at the end of the day, for the people outside that are outside playing the sport, the business that is to be had is making money, and they know if they get those prime players on those teams at the HBCUs, they gotta play ball with them, because everybody wants to see highlight reels. Everybody wants to see excitement, action.
Right.
You know, and if you've got the top 20 players all at HBCUs, that's gonna decrease your viewership, merchandising, unless you bring them into the fold. I see what they're doing. They're centralizing their talent hub. It's really ingenious idea, and I feel like we should have been doing it sooner, but hindsight is 2020. But it's centralizing their talent so that they have the leverage. They're seizing the means of production, basically.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And let me just say this. Like, you guys don't understand. So many players currently, 2021, on NFL rosters are HBCU grads. Come on, man. HBCU guys, right? Brandon Parker, he's a tight end. North Carolina A&T. Los Angeles Chargers, that's where he plays. Brandon Parker. Ryan Smith, DB, North Carolina Central. Right? Cleveland Brown. Oh, Brandon Parker plays for the Raiders. Ryan Smith plays for the Chargers. Cleveland Brown got two of them. Montrell Meander, linebacker, Grambling State. Jamie Gillian, he's a punter. I don't know if we should say his name. Arkansas, Pine Bluff. AFC North, Houston, Texas. Right? We got Titus Howard. He's an offensive lineman, Alabama State. Indiana Colts, the Indianapolis Colts. Darius Leonard, linebacker, South Carolina State. Grover Stewart, DT, from Albany State. We got players, man. NFC East, Philadelphia Eagles. Javon Hargrave, he's a defensive tackle, South Carolina State. South Carolina State just beat Jackson State in the championship. That's the only blemish on my men's. Well, they're 11-2. They're 11-2. They lost the championship, should have won the championship, but they got thoroughly handled by South Carolina State. We got NFC North. Chicago Bears got two players. This is a crazy name. Lactavius Simmons, offensive lineman. Tennessee State. We got Tarek Cohen, running back, North Carolina A&T. Detroit Lions. Bobby Price, DB, Norfolk State University. It's a lot of players, man. We have a lot of players from HBCUs. And let me just say this. It ain't just football. Do you know how many legendary basketball players came from HBCUs? I know. Ben Wallace, HBCU. Did you know that? A lot of people didn't know that. Ben Wallace. In my opinion, a lot of people don't want to hear this from me, but in my opinion, the only guy who could guard Shaq one-on-one, well, Dennis Rodman. But he guarded Shaq in 2004 one-on-one. Hey, Maurice from New York, let me talk to you, man. Tell me what you think about this HBCU revolution.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're on live. Talk to me, brother.
How you doing? So, I think the easy sport to build up would be basketball, right? Because you got like 12, 15 guys. So we got 4 great recruits to go to HBCU and play basketball. That first year, they go win the MEAC, they go win the SWAC. Then they go to the tournament. They gonna win that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should focus on basketball. Then we can really show. Because football takes a lot of players. You're going to need a good quarterback, good running back, left tackle, right tackle, wide receiver, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should focus on building up an HBCU for basketball. Get 4 freshmen to come at the same time. They're going to dominate. If you can give them stay for 2 years, they will win the tournament.
All right.
I know your son plays basketball. I know, what do you think about that? Because I said football takes so much. Like, Jackson State, they lost today. Kind of blew me away. Deion's son has a really bad pass. I watched that whole game. I love the game. The kids down there are so talented. But if we was to build up basketball, and then that school could show, and then you can see more recruits and go that way.
All right. I really appreciate the call, Maurice, man. Thank you for calling, bro.
Have a good day, brother.
Yep. And let me answer his question. My son, look him up, New Williams. He's a professional basketball player now, just left the Dominican Republic, averaged about 37 a game, giving him just the business. But let me say this. He was a highly recruited kid out of Santa Monica High. And I was telling him, hey, man, go to schools like Pepperdine, because whoever rocks with you, you should rock with them. And Pepperdine, when he tore his ACL in his junior year in high school, Pepperdine, the coaches wrote him a letter once a week during his recovery. But that wasn't a fashionable choice for him. I said to him, you guys, kids your age, look at schools like brands, like Nike. So Pepperdine looks like a pro kid to you. But I was like, Pepperdine is in Malibu. And they've had pro players come out of there. He was like, when? In the 60s? He was very negative about Pepperdine. And then also he had LMU. He had offers from Pepperdine, offers from LMU. I was like, LMU, man. Hank Gathers. You could be the next. He was like, I ain't going to die on the court. He was like, and no disrespect to Hank's family, but this is how the kids look at it. LMU and Pepperdine look like, penny loafers. They didn't look like Jordan shoes, if you want to compare shoes. They looked terrible. They didn't have the swag. He was like, I'm not going there.
It got the job done, but it didn't have the finesse,
Right. And then during that time, because of AAU, the influence of AAU, he had Louisville, he had ASU, he had Oregon, he had some folk, right? So he's like, I'm too big for them. Oh my God. Listen, if it's the right fit, right coach, right situation, trust me, go to that school. Let me say this, Sino, hold on the phone, Tennessee. We're about to take a quick intermission. When we come forward, we'll finish this conversation and you'll be the first person on air.
LA finally has a black-owned talk radio station. And it's unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Shelley Wade, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The CDC is promoting a COVID-19 practice known as Test to Stay to keep children in schools. The strategy involves routine testing when a COVID-19 case is discovered in a classroom, rather than quarantining everyone who has come into contact with that person. If those who are tested remain symptomless and receive 2 negative COVID results, they're able to continue learning in person. And part-time employees of the deadly Astroworld Festival in Houston might be at risk of not getting paid. An email obtained by Rolling Stone shows a manager representing promoters of the festival suggesting to workers that they would not receive paychecks unless they signed an amended employment contract releasing Live Nation and Scoremore from liability. And that's the latest. I'm Shelley Wade from your source for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley. As KBLA Talk 1580 host, we never quite know where the conversation is going to go. But sometimes our guests really surprise us.
Let me just call to say I downloaded your app while we were talking. It's a terrific app. I look forward to it. I'm enjoying your format and what have you. I will tweet it to my several 100,000 followers and call their attention to it as well.
If the KBLA 1580 app is enticing enough for our guests to download and share, you should download the app and share with
Come on, y'all. Give me a call. 1-800-920-1580.
Take us with you wherever you go.
Y'all hit that like button for your brother as well.
We got a lot to talk about.
They says, oh, like Martin. Working at what's up?
How would you like to win some Oh my God.
Your Vernon Hill moment is coming soon.
Take our winter listener survey, and it's so easy to do. All you need to do is download the KBLA 1580 app.
What's up?
And we'll automatically send you a push notification with the KBLA Listener Winter Survey attached. All you have to do is follow the prompts, answer 12 short questions, and submit. Done. That's it. Filling out the short survey will automatically enter you into a drawing to be one of 5 listeners to win $500.
Hey, y'all comments is crazy. Keep them coming.
1580. So don't delay. Download the KBLA 1580 app. Be on the lookout for a short survey. Fill it out. And get an additional
What's up?
$500 in holiday cash in your hand. Thank you for your consideration and cooperation in advance. Good luck and happy holidays.
If you want healthy, strong, moisturized hair, you need Gold Series from Pantene. Gold Series products penetrate each hair strand.
We got 2 minutes, y'all.
Moisture and strengthen from
Keep those comments coming. I love them.
research and innovation.
Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Understand the unique needs of textured hair.
But call in. I want to hear from y'all. This is y'all show right now.
It's made better. Try the full Gold Series collection from Pantene today and find yourself delighted by how healthy, strong, and moisturized your hair
Hey,
is.
Sean, that's a great idea. I should consider that.
Special voice that makes you fall
I've been thinking about
with podcasts.
re-releasing my first book. I've been thinking about it.
Spotify. With over 2 million shows and today's most talked about.
That's a great idea.
Spotify is the best place.
What's
to find
up?
a special show that makes you laugh, keeps you interested, and keeps you listening.
1-800-920-1580.
More into it with a podcast. Find the one you've been listening for right now, free on Spotify.
I am going to talk about Kyrie.
62 years or older with some equity in your home? Did you stop
1 minute.
payments during the COVID-19 pandemic and now the banks are wanting you to pay up? If so, you may want to consider a reverse mortgage. A reverse mortgage could pay off your current loan balance and keep you in your home for the rest of your life with no mortgage payment. Prevent a foreclosure sale by calling My Reverse Options to see if you qualify for this FHA insured mortgage. This could even leave you with extra funds to pay property taxes,
Here we go.
medical bills, or extra income. My Reverse Options specializes in reverse mortgages. Call 877-611-6226. That's 877-611-6226. Or log on to myreverseoptions.com. Call 877-611-6226
The other caller hung up?
to see what your options are. My Reverse Options. Our Reverse Options Incorporated is a mortgage broker. California Department of Real Estate Corporation License Number 0214-1651 MMLSID 1928866.
KBLA Talk 1580. Unapologetically progressive radio. Black owned and operated from the heart of Leimert Park, USA. We're listening and the convo continues right now.
SUTFO. I guess the other guy dropped off.
No worries. Let's go.
All right, your mic is live in 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nova Time back in the building. I guess this is a UTFO memorial. My brother is playing UTFO records. I don't even know. Jeez. Just go on, turn that one down. I don't even know this song. Nova Time, we in the building, man. We talking about HBCUs, but I have other topics that I want to get to as well. Phone lines are cracking. My homeboy Richie Rich from Pasadena. Richie Rich, holla at me, good friend. Tell me what you think about all of this stuff we talking about today. HBCUs, prime time, the whole 9 yards. Richie Rich, you're on the line. Richie? What up, Richie? All right, we got you live. Talk to me, brother. You live. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, man. Deion Sanders, of course, that's prime time. So whatever we apply ourselves, we're going to be successful at. You know what I'm saying? So it's not shocking to me to see the success. And I like that he's getting number one recruits, giving them to the HBCUs. It's an experience that we all need to go through, especially the brothers and sisters who don't come from black communities. You know what I'm saying? So it's all positive. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. I appreciate you, Richie. Always stay tuned to me, bruh.
Man, you know I'm always tapped in, man. Thank you, so keep doing your thing. Be in love.
None but love. Charles, I know you got something to say. Talk to me, Charles. What do you think about this HBCU revolution?
So, I follow college football. I've been a lifelong fan. And I think what we're going to find out over time is this commitment wasn't about Jackson State or HBCUs. It was more about money and, like, especially from Deion and his connections with Barstool. I think we're going to find out this was more about money than the love for HBCUs.
Keep going, keep going. You're doing something here.
And, you know, if all this works out and they have success, I don't think Deion wants to be at Jackson State, to be honest.
Ooh, you saying he's going to springboard this situation?
Absolutely. And I don't think Travis Hunter wants to be at Jackson State for a long period of time. I'm sure he wants to compete on the big stages with the big programs like a Georgia or Alabama or something like that.
Because if he doesn't have success at that level, is he still somewhat unproven?
Absolutely.
This is good stuff. Charles, you got more? Keep going.
Well, Deion has interviewed in the past for the big jobs. He couldn't even get the job at Florida State, which is his alma mater.
Well, that doesn't mean he's not a good coach, though. That could mean that's Florida country. That's, you know, we don't want to see, you know, this guy on the sidelines. It could be that, you know.
Absolutely, and this also may have been personal between him and Florida State. You know, like I said, that's his alma mater. He played there. He was an All-American. He wasn't considered for the head coaching job, and I don't think he liked the way they fired Willie Taggart, who was also a black head coach at Florida State. I don't think he liked the way that ended.
And you know, Willie Taggart didn't get a long rope. You know, black coaches don't get a long rope. You know, you start losing.
The coach that's there now, he's getting a long rope. And it's looking like the similar situation with Willie Taggart. Willie Taggart told them, look, this is going to take a long time because you guys need to flip this roster. But he only got like a year and a half, and they fired him. The guy they got now, he's working on his third year, and he's under 500, and he's not an elite recruiter.
Wow. Hey, bro, I appreciate the insight you just dropped on us. Thank you, Charles. Call in anytime, bro. You're welcome here. Whew. HBCUs. Can they flip it the way, you know, it appears that Primetime is flipping it? Can they flip it on the basketball side? Now, you do know Master P's son went to an HBCU. I think he went to Tennessee State, but then left because he felt like they didn't have the facilities. They couldn't take care of him. They didn't have the medical staff. He had an injury. The injury was misdiagnosed. But let me just say this. They misdiagnose injuries everywhere. Again, not to make this about my son. My son was at Auburn. He tore his ACL in his junior year. By the time his senior year came along, he was on limited minutes. Didn't have a huge senior year because he was still rehabbing. By the time he gets to Auburn, he still had to have another surgery because there was a cyclops lesion growing on his ACL. Dr. James Andrews did the surgery, took the lesion off, then they put him in a brace. Do you know that brace was sized for the wrong knee? It was supposed to be sized for his left knee. It was sized for his right knee. And he kept telling him after a month. They gave him the... So all I'm saying is it happens at the big schools too. It happens at the big schools too. You've got some incompetent folk down there too.
And the whole time your son is telling him, like,
he's telling him, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't... It's supposed to be molded to his... It doesn't feel right. Something's off.
They like, oh, who the doctor here? Who the doctor here?
Like, hey, man, just, you got to wear it. Keep wearing it.
Man, bro, you gonna just try to get me on my doctoring? I don't mess with you when you out there on the court.
Can you see?
Doctoring wrong.
Doctoring wrong. Oh, man, you're listening to Nova Time. We're having a great time here. Please call me at 800-920-1580. When we come forward, we shall continue this deep, penetrating conversation. Yo, holla at your boy. Call me. Don't be afraid. Speak a little sports.
Californians can now sue gun manufacturers for up to $10,000.
That's 4 minutes.
Cairo here with your K-Black Minute brought to
The
you
next
by
segment.
California Black Media.
3 minutes to the next segment.
But it's 4 minutes long, right?
Yeah, it's 4 minutes long.
Got you.
Bill that would allow Californians to sue gun
Hey, y'all, get in here before the show ends. This show is flying.
court decision that failed to strike down an anti-abortion law in Texas. Current law restricts abortion by allowing ordinary citizens in Texas to sue individuals or organizations assisting women to terminate their pregnancies. Newsom said he has already asked his staff to work with state legislators on a bill that would allow private citizens to file lawsuits for up to $10,000 in damages against anyone who manufactures, distributes, or sells an assault weapon in the state of California. It's KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Maisha Cairo, and we've got a lot to talk about.
We're going to talk about Kyrie when we come back.
It's Christmas morning and nothing is under the tree. No laughs, no smiles.
Who wants to talk about Kyrie? Call me right now. 1-800-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now.
Christmas time is for giving. Join KBLA Talk 1580 for the KBLA Toy Drive. Please bring in a
Call me right now.
card to the KBLA studios at 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Leimert Park, just south of Vernon, between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Now till December 22nd, KBLA will donate all the toys to the Los Angeles Union Rescue Mission to uplift the child's Christmas spirits. Join the KBLA Toy Drive taking place now through December 22nd. Please bring an unwrapped toy or gift card to the KBLA studios located at 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Leimert Park, just south of Vernon, between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. The KBLA Toy Drive happening now to December 22nd. Bring your toy to the KBLA studios or visit KBLA1580.com to donate today. There's no better feeling than bringing a smile to a child's face. A child's smile feeds an adult soul. This has been a KBLA community call to action. Merry Christmas!
The Institute for
1 minute.
Certification is all about the 3Ds.
Here we go.
Determination and discipline. Learn more about our globally recognized diversity certification program today by calling 1-800-983.
No. You can comment. Just call me. You can comment on what you want. 1-800-920-1580.
As the #1 organization for certified diversity professionals and also certified diversity executive credentials, DiversityCertification.org will provide an opportunity for you to demonstrate dedication to the field, determination to make progress, and more discipline to your process. Go today and learn more about the diversity certification system. Call 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or go to DiversityCertification.org. That's DiversityCertification.org. the standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Broadcasting live from Lower Park West.
Here we go.
Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's get it. Mike is live in 3, 2, 1.
What happened to UTFO Bite It? I don't know this record. Listen, they didn't have a whole bunch of hits. If you gonna play UTFO, play the hits, man. Shout out to Kango Kid. We're gonna shift gears a little bit. Let me just say this before we shift gears. Willis Reed, Grambling State University. Okay? Bob Love, Southern University. Earl the Pearl, Monroe. Winston-Salem University. Bob Dandridge, Norfolk State University. Charles Oakley, Virginia Union University. Anthony Mason, my son played with his son at Auburn. Anthony Mason, Tennessee State University. Avery Johnson, Southern University. I'm telling you, if it flips and it goes in the other direction, HBCU basketball could be monstrous. Let me just say that. Speaking of basketball, should we just give up on AD and the Lakers and LeBron? Call me, 1-800-920-1580. Let me say this. Kyrie Irving enters health and safety protocols a day after Nets said he would return. Now, he's going to return on a conditional basis, which means he can only play road games in certain cities. Oh, God. What is that team going to look like? What is that yo-yo going to look like? Mike from Kansas City, you're on the line. What's your name? I mean, not what's your name. What is your thought on what we're talking about today?
Yeah, so I appreciate you, brother. I watch you all the time, support your show.
Thank you, big brother.
And also your book. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, the comment I was going to make is I'm pretty excited about what Deion is doing with the HBCUs. Big part of that, I think he's allowing the redistribution of wealth and resources from the major universities to some of the historically black colleges and universities. And I actually attended one of those. Norfolk State University, I was in their material science engineering program, I think back in 2009, 2010 time frame. And I've been to various schools, including USC, where I got my doctorate from USC.
Nice.
I've been to military schools, all types of schools. And I will say that all the schools I've been to, Norfolk State University had the best engineering program I ever went through.
Look at that. Yeah.
So, I mean, the talent's there. We just lack the resources, the opportunities that the other schools have. So what Deion is doing now hopefully will result in the redistribution of wealth and resources and opportunities for the students that attend these universities. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Hey, Mike, I appreciate you for calling, man. You brought Kansas City into the building. Thank you for the call, good brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, consider this. In fewer than 18 months, Deion Sanders has turned JSU into an 11-2 team. Last year they were 4-8. He won the SWAC title, won FCS Coach of the Year, signed the #1 player in the country, could win a black college football national championship, which he lost today, all in his first year. So the man has done considerable damage, considerable work in just a year. Whew. But I'm going to say this. Call me real quick. I want to know what you think about Kyrie and AD. I want to know what you think about the Lakers. 1-800-920-1580. Both, I think the Nets are in better position than the Lakers. Should we give up on the Lakers? Is Russell Westbrook worth more to the Lakers than AD? Call me, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to wrap it up.
I know you have options, but thank you Talk 1580. KBLA 1580 AM.
Delete the divide. Have you heard of the initiative here in Los Angeles County to support youth and small businesses affected by the digital divide? Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News Press Room Edition. KBLA 1580, and I'm on site right now with the Internal Services Department Director, Selwyn Hollins. Can you tell me a little bit about that program?
Delete the Divide, and it is a program to empower youth, young adults, and small businesses in areas that are adversely impacted by the digital divide. For the youth and young adults, some of the resources we have will help lead them into areas of advanced education, academic scholarships, and wraparound services. Another pathway for youth and young adults is in gainful employment. And then a third path for the youth is...
What up, YouTube? I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Your comments, all of that stuff, man, made this show dope. Thank you so much, man. Everybody on here, ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much. And the phone calls, I appreciate you guys calling in as well. Hey, I wish, hey, if you want to hear the show, go to KBLA 1580 AM, download that app. Go to your phone, download that app, man. I appreciate you guys. Reggie, thank you for the call, man.
Hey, LA, this is what we've been asking for. Programs and opportunities that make things equitable. In this case, Delete the Divide is providing access to resources and training, then opportunity. And everything is at no cost. Now that's equitable. Follow Delete the Divide on all social platforms at Delete the Divide. We're KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Maisha Cairo. We're unapologetically progressive.
We've got a lot to talk about.
1 minute, guys.
Kings and queens, what if I told you financial independence was right at your fingertips, huh? You can create a legacy for your children. The freedom to be your own boss doesn't have to be a dream anymore. Listen up. You can own your own franchise with zero out-of-pocket costs, no capital investment, paid training with benefits, and even free meals while you work. If you've ever dreamt of owning your own business, this is for you. Every Table is a local restaurant business that provides fresh and healthy menu items at affordable prices. There's one right across the street in the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza, and the food is delicious. They're accepting applications right now. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Visit everytable.com/university to learn more, or email franchise@everytable.com. You could literally own your own Every Table franchise. It's not too good to be true. Email franchise@everytable.com and jumpstart your dream now. In fact, DM me as soon as you send the email. You might get a feature on my show Middays with Danny Morrison for Small Business Monday. But you gotta make the first move. Don't you sleep on this. Start your future.
Here we go.
Email franchise@everytable.com. Achieve financial independence and become a part of the KBLA family at the same time. Let's go.
Thank you, Yogi Fish. Bite it. Yum. UTFO. Legendary. UTFO. Kango Kid, rest in peace. Nova Time. We live here on KBLA 1580. Come on, man. It's what we do. Now, let's get to this quick. I've got a lot of stories to cover in just this short amount of time. Hall of Famer, New York Giants great, Lawrence Taylor, arrested on sex offender violation. New York Giants legend Lawrence Taylor was arrested in Florida on Thursday and charged with multiple felonies relating to his sex offender status. Andy Slater of Fox Sports 640 in Miami reports that the 64-year-old Taylor failed to inform authorities of a recent address change, and as a registered sex offender, Taylor, he's required to do that. He was arrested for that. So, He moved and didn't tell them. Okay. On to the next thing. Anthony Davis. Sorry about that. If you're a sex offender, I guess you got to register. People need to know you're in the neighborhood. So you got to speak on it. You can't just be moving without letting people know. People need to know where you at.
At all times.
It's not funny, but it is. Okay. Anthony Davis, called street clothes. He's always in the street clothes. He's always injured. He's always hurt. I believe Russell Westbrook is more valuable currently than AD. I've always said AD is just a taller version of Lamar Odom. He constantly needs to be pushed. He needs to be motivated. He needs to be cajoled into being great. Listen, I heard it said in one of these sports shows this week, it's called a 1-2 punch. LeBron is the 1 punch. You're the 2 punch. That 1-2 the 2 has to be potent just like the 1. He hasn't been potent. Early in the season, we said, hey, it's Russell's fault.
Yeah, Russell was getting the bulk of it.
He's getting the bulk of it, but he's kind of mellowed out a bit. A lot of people are saying, he turns the ball over a lot, and he's leading the league in turnovers. Speaking of Russell Westbrook. However, who is the number 1 turnover getter in all of NBA history? Guess what? It's the king. It's LeBron. Don't believe me? Look it up. Who has the most turnovers in NBA history? It's LeBron James.
Is that a fact?
That is a 100% fact. Kobe is at number 7. LeBron is number 1. You look it up. It's 4,700 turnovers. Huh?
He's not lying, y'all.
Is it a fact?
Not lying. You are not lying.
It is.
First thing that came up. L-E-B, excuse me.
Thank you.
R-O-N.
Right. The king with a crooked, dusty crown. Listen, when we come forward, you're going to get news and you're going to hear from my good friend Jay King. This has been a great show. Like I said, man, stay tuned to Nova Time Saturdays, 6 to 7.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Shelley Wade, and here's the latest.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Great show today. Thank you so much, man. Don't forget, go get the Shrouded Lighthouse. I'm going to be here December 22nd, December 23rd, as well as December 27th. That's right. 46-52. That's LeBron James, the number 1 leader in turnovers. I'm going to be doing my relationship show here. It's going to be crazy. I want y'all to tune in. Don't forget, go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Go get your copy now. It's going to be amazing, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm Zoe Williams. I'm out. Deuces.